Hey guys, how's it going? I just got finished up with my trading session for the day. I ended up taking one trade on NASDAQ today. Total P&L was $2,200 for this trade on my personal account, and I traded 2 mini contracts. Okay, so that's equivalent to 20 micros. So anyways, that being said, let's go into the market this morning, my original plan, and the trade I actually took. So hopefully you can learn a thing or two from this video. If we take a look at my chart, this is yesterday. I don't know, this should be, so this is yesterday's lows right here. We had a little bit of a demand zone in this area. Okay, so I knew that as long as we held this structure, right, we should see a rotation up eventually. Right now, we also have yesterday's highs right here as well. And then we also have these retracement levels. You can see I've had these retracement levels on my chart the past few days. And we actually hit one of them yesterday. So if we go from the top of this move down to the low, right, this low right here, we can see that, basically yesterday's highs was our 50% retracement. We got old support right here. Also lines up with our 0.618 retracement. And then we got another old support turn resistance on our 0.786. We haven't hit this last retracement level yet, but as you can see, yesterday we hit the 0.5, and today, this morning on CPI News, we hit the 0.618, right? So these are all helpful levels to know in my chart. I didn't really use them today because just on where I got into the trade. Now, first thing I'm looking for is our opening candle, okay? So I'm on a 15-minute time frame, and I'm looking at the opening candle, which is 7:30 my time. So we basically have this low right here and this high. So it literally matched up with my levels pretty much perfectly. I didn't even have to draw new levels. So this is our opening range. Now, the first thing I'm doing is I'm seeing, do we hold above the low on our opening range or do we break below it? As you can see, it's obvious that we started breaking below the opening range and selling off. Okay, at this point, now I'm going over to a 5-minute time frame once I confirm that we stayed above it or we broke below it, right? We know we broke below it. So now I'm looking to find the market bottom. Now, ideally, if we go back to the 15-minute, I want to hold our last low right here. Okay, if we break this low, that means the uptrend market structure is going to be broken, right? And we're going to test probably the lows again. But as you can see, we held this low, and going into the 5-minute time frame, now I can use my indicators, which is indicator I like to use called the Williams VIX Fix, and it shows where potential market bottoms are based on the volatility of the market. Okay. Now what happens is when volatility picks up, it puts out these little green bars, and then once volatility drops, it puts out a gray bar and a white candle. And now I'm looking for a close above the white candle. As you can see, we never closed above the white candle. We got above it, and then we closed way down here. Then we had some more green bars coming in, right? Volatility peaked out here, and what do we know? We held this last low that I wanted us to hold, and then we got a white candle. Okay, we got a white candle here, and then now we're waiting for the close above. We closed above it on this candle right here. We got above that white candle, and at this point, this was at 9:35 my time when this candle closed. I put out in the Discord group inside my inner circle channel at 9:45. I said, waiting for 1-minute pullbacks now. So anyways, that was basically right here on this candle. I was basically saying I'm waiting for 1-minute pullbacks. And another thing I like to do is I like to go back to the 15-minute chart. And, this is at 9:45, right? Where I put that message out that I'm waiting for 1-minute pullbacks. So at 9:45 was this candle close. So essentially what I want to see is, for one, I want to see this structure hold. Okay, so first off, I want to see this white line hold because that's the low of that previous candle. If we pull back here and then skyrocket up, right, that doesn't break the trend yet. It breaks the trend if we break below the structure, right? Now, unfortunately, if we go over to the 1-minute time frame now, we can see that we never pulled back. Okay, so this was 9:45 right here. As you can see, we kept ripping higher. We didn't get a pullback until around 9:55 area. So what this means is that was during this candle here, right? So this candle closed at 10. So basically I was like, okay, so now we probably want to hold the low of this candle, right? Because we're getting a new 15-minute candle. If we break this candle, right, it kind of breaks the structure. So this was the low I wanted us to hold. That was the new low since another candle got formed, and we never got a pullback during this candle. Okay. So anyways, if we go back to the chart, as you can see, let me actually save this so you can see where that line shows up. Okay. So I'm going to save this. As you can see, that line perfectly lines up where we pulled back to, right? And then what do we see? We see a white candle. We see a close above the white candle. This is my entry right here with a stop right below this last low. So basically, I'm getting in on the 1-minute pullbacks, and I'm making sure that the 15-minute structure is holding and we're inside a 5-minute setup, right? We close above that white candle in the 5-minute time frame. So essentially, that was my entry. Got a pretty bad entry because we went up so much during this candle. Like this was... let me just move myself so you can see better the actual price action. This went from 91 up to 20. So this white candle alone was like 30 points, and then we closed above it. So I had to risk close to 50 points on this trade. We pulled back a bunch. Again, had my stop on the lows, figuring this should hold. End up holding pretty well, and I eventually got out of the trade fully way up here. Now, I really wanted to hold this longer, and I really wanted to hold this, ideally to high a day, right? But the issue was basically if we go back to the 5-minute time frame, the volume on the 5-minute, okay, so I'm just going to pull up the volume real quick. And if we look at this, okay, so this is where we originally entered, like over here. And we can see our first rise up, right? The volume wasn't that good. We had a pretty bullish candle, but we had pretty low volume. Then we got another candle, and this had good volume, so I actually like this. That's why, when we closed at like 10:15 on this candle, I was holding through this kind of consolidation we were at up here, even though it was already up more than 1-to-1 risk reward on the trade. I was still holding this because we had such good volume. I figured this would hold. And then we got a next candle. This didn't really tell us much. Got another candle. This didn't tell us too much. Got another candle, right? There was like mixed selling and buying in this candle. And then this is the candle I actually closed my trade out in, right? There was like 2 minutes left in this candle. And the volume was just like, when I closed this out, like I said, there's like 2 minutes left on the candle. The volume was like way down here. Obviously, it closed a little bit higher, but the volume just looked trash on that candle. Pretty low. It was a bullish candle, pretty low volume. I at least want to see it increase above this candle, right? Above this volume. So never got that. So I figured I'd just fully exit the trade out there. And I'm glad I did because we went up a little bit higher and then we just dumped, right? And obviously, we're holding above my stop loss, right? But at this point, I had my stop at break even, so I would have got stopped out if I decided to hold this the rest of the day. So glad I closed the trade out there. Volume kind of gave me a red flag to actually close that out and not hold for the high a day. So anyways, guys, that was my trade for the day. That's how I ended up making the $2,200 in total P&L. As you can see in my Discord at 10:34, I said fully out up here. I wanted to hold longer, but didn't like the volume on the last 5-minute candle. So anyways, guys, that was my trades for the day. Real quick, before you guys leave this video, I want to let you know that I'm still running a free 7-day trial for anyone that wants to join my Inner Circle group. Inside of this private group, I trade live every day on Zoom. I give you trade ideas and give you updated levels throughout the day. So if you guys want access to this private Inner Circle channel, where I give you ideas of what I'm looking for and potential trades that I'm taking, like I said, this is only available inside the private Inner Circle channel. Once you actually claim your free 7-day trial, you'll get taken over to a membership area where it'll show you my full strategy. I break everything down so you're able to follow me day by day inside that channel and inside those live Zoom calls. So anyways, guys, if you want to join that, that'll be the first link in the description below this video, or just head over to marketminutes.co/join. That being said, guys, as always, I hope you had a good trading day yourself, and I'll see you tomorrow morning inside the Discord group for another day of trading.